Y'all some haters. Y'all know EJ. And who do we got here?
Katrina.
Katrina. She said she not Hurricane Katrina. You better dance like you Hurricane Katrina. All right, so y'all space out. We got a tag representative in the house. Boovie, introduce yourself.
Yo, I ain't introduced myself. Yo, hold on. Yo, let's bring it back, y'all. We got you. What's your question?
What's your cousin's name?
Make it. Now it's a freeze name.
Nazi B? Nazi B, can you come down to the stage? Come down to the stage right now. You got a whole support system. Come on now, don't be afraid. We ain't gonna bite. Take off that book bag. Come on now, participate. Y'all give him a round of applause. Here. You get a gift card just for participating. Here. Y'all all gonna get one. Don't do that. No, she gonna come back up. What you being scary for? Oh, a dance battle? We could do a dance battle. All right, so DJ, we ready, DJ? If you not moving, you out. Hold on. Katrina killing y'all. She killing y'all. Hold on. They got something planned.
Your body is it's not too obvious, okay. I like your confidence. Tell us what the comments, okay. Like a Kalani's.
You ain't even try. But you out. Y'all both out. All right. Can we bring it in? Bring it closer.
Bring it in.
Listen, we got the last 3 standing, and after this, we doing a dance battle. So get ready, because we going to do a dance battle. DJ?
Ain't gang if you let shit slide. Ain't bad if you gotta ride. Big guns and a lot of zip ties. Said she look like...
Why you not dancing? The house rules is you got to be dancing. I should give her a chance? Should I give her a chance? All right, DJ.
Ain't gang if you let shit slide. Ain't bad if you gotta ride. Big guns and a lot of zip ties. Said she look like me, quit lying.
Don't stop, the beat don't stop. Don't stop, the beat don't stop.
I love, first of all, listen, this is why listening is key. So y'all just got here. First of all, y'all got to introduce yourselves. What's your name? Shayla? Emily? Annabelle? All right, so we got Shayla and Annabelle up here. So they still frozen though, so I'm going to give y'all stuff, and we going to start a dance battle. Y'all give them a round of applause.
Round of applause.
Y'all going to stay up here. So you say dance battle. Oh, hold on. Come to the stage.
Yo, Yo, everybody settle down. Nah, we gonna be...
One mic, y'all.
Yo, so I want y'all to tell the crowd where y'all from. Where y'all from?
Here. I'm from Dykeman. Yeah.
Anybody supporting Dykeman? Oh man, where you from?
Harlem. East Harlem.
East Harlem? There y'all go.
Webster.
Webster? Anybody supporting Webster? Oh man.
I know where we from. We from the act. Get hype, y'all. Hype.
Yo, this my man Dusky. Where you from, Dusky?
West Harlem.
Say it again.
West Harlem.
West Harlem in the building? Thanks. Where you from? She said she don't give up her social, but where's she from, y'all? I know y'all know. From the Bronx, Queens? She from Queens? Huh? She from the Bronx? All right. All right, DJ, you ready? Crowd, what y'all want to do? Y'all want to do boys versus girls? Yeah? Yes? All right, come on, y'all. Yo, let me hear some noise for the boys. All right. Now,
Let's hear some noise for the girl.
I already know who about to win. My son's right here about to win, so. You ready, DJ? Come on, DJ, hit that.
Come on, ladies. Yeah, look at her. She already killed it. Hey. Get to the middle, let's go.
We going up there. We going
Hey, I said.
We down.
Hey.
We going Queens,
Hey,
baby.
she going crazy.
We going CT. Are you with me?
Oh! We getting acrobatic in here? Hold on. Little Miss Private going crazy. I said, hey.
All right, yo, DJ, hold it.
Hold on.
Yo, that was round one. Clap it up, y'all. Clap it up.
Clap it up, y'all.
Yeah. All right, so now it's time for the votes.
You killed that. Give me that.
It's time for the votes.
For my ladies.
Who got the ladies? All right. Now, who got the real winners? Who got the men?
Hold on. You see how it's only that corner?
Huh?
Can I get it for my ladies again? Yeah, y'all better represent.
Yo, I think it was a tie. Yo, y'all want to go again? All right. Yo, let's go again. I might join in. I might just have to kill the girls for y'all. Come on, DJ.
Rich parties, them know a man style. Big Ben spark up and last stick pan kite. Bossy boss, go and go run man file beer. We part with from we are juvenile.
Hold on, my ladies, y'all better do me good.
Watch out, badness, where them
Hey,
we have a
give it
to
up.
set a guy, where them chain it a jip, bad clocks for a
Let's go.
where them a say. Watch out, badness, where them a say. How we have a to set a guy, where them a say. Chain it a jip, bad clocks for a foot, we no listen boy, where you chat up, where them a say.
Hey.
Just like the watcher, Cologne a thump, just like a boxer. Catch a girl in
Go
a minute,
in.
just like a lobster.
My
Man
secret
have
killer,
a
come
clip,
on.
just like the mafia in a big league. One book.
You ready?
When you see
Hold on, she warming up.
But we not take we can write name in a we are what else? Badness, where them a say? How we have.
Hold on, we about to switch it up for y'all.
Y'all tired?
Hey. Oh, we tryna pen on the oppas. Drop 300 catches some flockers. Like who hotter? Top shotters. Hoodied up, dread down like a roster.
Hey.
Everything out the, we gon' hop. Every house go with the time chopper. Fuck up, bro, that we spent for a week. Stop with K, only spent for a piece. Got a little.
Hold on, my ladies. What's happening? Y'all come represent. Oh no! What the heck?
Nasty up, got back on his knees. This is 300 deal, ain't blow for the guys. I'm on go for the guys. I'm on with the guys. I hang out the view with the pole, let it fly. They keep dissing like that, get back on the wall. What do you tell with a mom? Nazi and Barry, you must wanna die. So J Rip and Desmond, what happened to? We don't mention that boy who got tortured inside. Shake it.
They're getting crazy.
All right, now let's give Tina and all of our dancers a round of applause. Y'all did amazing. Y'all did amazing. All right, let's bring it in. I want to bring it in and kind of shift the tone just a little bit. How y'all doing today? Can we make sure they all get a gift card, please? They all get a gift card for participating. Give it a round of applause to your peers. All right, gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, my name is Miss Janet. I'm the program ambassadors.
I need y'all in seats. Thanks for participating.
Thank you, DJ. My name is Miss Janet, and I'm the program director for the Community Initiative of New York. And I want to just take a quick minute to bring y'all all back in for the reason as why we're here. So I'm actually going to ask Miss Charisse. Miss Charisse. Thank you, Miss Charisse. But I'm actually going to see and ask if I could have you guys kind of come on down to the middle, please. If we can just fill in this middle section right here, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for being a leader. Let me tell you why. We're getting ready to have and just shift for a conversation that we really want to be present with. We really want to be focused for. It is a serious conversation, but more importantly, it's one that I promise you guys will all benefit from. Thank you so much to my leaders that are going ahead and shifting and moving. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Shh. I appreciate y'all. Y'all just scoot over. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, I know it's after school. I know it's been a long day and it is Thursday, but we appreciate you being here. And I want to make sure that we respect your time as well as our guests who are here. Shh. I got a question to ask you. How many of you have ever felt unsafe in any capacity? Raise your hand. I'm going to ask you again. Shh. Bring it in, y'all. Bring it in. How many of you have ever felt unsafe in any capacity? Emotionally, physically, mentally? Okay, so shh. I'm going to ask you one more time. How many of y'all have ever felt unsafe in any capacity? Emotionally, physically, mentally? Okay? Some of you might not even know that you're feeling unsafe, but we're here for our safety summit. And I really want to just thank WBLS for putting this on together. Can we give them a round of applause? WBLS. Thank you to the DJ right up top. Let's give it up for our DJ. Give it up to our tag ambassadors and all of our guests that are here. And let's also give it up to all of our panelists who are going to come up and have a conversation with us. I'm really, really excited. I want you guys to understand a couple of things. we're getting ready to, and we're still waiting on some more people. We're going to let them trickle in, but this conversation is really important. Why? Because I think a lot of us realize that sometimes in our actions, when we talk about feeling unsafe mentally, with some of the pressures and the traumas that we feel, maybe feeling unsafe walking in certain areas or certain boroughs, right? Maybe feeling unsafe with just what society is putting out there from social media. But this is an opportunity for us to ask real, raw, and engaging questions with the experts, with those individuals that are tasked to help keep us safe in every capacity. Is that fair? So before we get started, I wanted to see, is Amy here? Where's Amy? Okay, so she's not here right this second. So I want to just give it up, and we give a round of applause to my executive director, Reverend Al Cohen. Come share a few words. Oh, you're going to come share a few words? Come share a few words. Can you just stand up? That happens to be my husband as well, y'all. So he's not just my boss and our executive director, but he's also my husband. Okay, so I would like to then, where's Amy at? Is Amy on here? Oh, she's with the food, working on the food. So we've got a really great lineup for you, and I am going to turn it over to Tina, who's going to introduce all of our panelists. And like I said, they're not here yet, but we want to be respectful of your time. So we have two of them. We're going to start the conversation with the two that are here. And as they come, we'll go ahead and introduce them back into the conversation. Before I do that, I want to give a round of applause and bring up here, how many of you have ever heard the name Dr. Bob Lee from WBLS? Just a couple of you? Dr. Bob Lee, come on up here. Let me tell you something. You are in for a treat because he's definitely got the voice, he's got the personality, but more importantly, he's connected, and he's connected to each and every one of you. So he's going to be hosting the conversation. So I wanted to do a great big round of applause and thank you to Dr. Bob Lee. All right, and Tina, come on, introduce our panelists.
Oh, my man. That's my man.
Okay now. Where's Tina? All right, we missing all of our team. I don't know where they decided to go, but guess what? Our motto is you got to stay ready so you don't have to what? You got to stay ready so you don't have to? All right, so I'm going to do the introduction since my team member is late and not where we're supposed to be at. So we have somebody here. Who could tell me what the DEA stands for? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Don't call it out. If you know what DEA stands for. Raise your hand, raise your hand. DEA. Come on, y'all. I got a gift card for you. DEA. She's getting on her phone. She's getting on her phone. Okay, you got it. Stand up for me. What is it? The DEA. What does that stand for? The Drug Enforcement Administration. We have special agent in charge, Frank Tarantino. Come on, Frank, join us at our panel. Yeah. Where's he at? Right over here. Right next to Dr. Bob Lee. I got you now. All right. It's okay. And then our second panelist that's already here that we're going to allow to get started is Inspector Tracy Millette. She's our commanding officer for the New York Police Department School Safety. Inspector Millette, right over here. Inspector, you can sit right over here. This conversation is meant to be engaging. I see you, Save. Come on in. Hi, Save. It's supposed to be engaging, so please feel free. We're going to ask questions. We'll be giving away gift cards during the conversation as well. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it off and say, get us started, Dr. Lee.
Yeah. Give Janet a big round of applause, y'all. Thank you. You heard it all before, right? WBLS Oh, y'all know how to do. You're hired. We got you covered. No problem. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in and checking it all out. We're celebrating 50 years of WBLS, and our sister station is here too, Hot 97. I know you probably listen to Hot 97 WBLS, but we're all in it together, and we thank you and appreciate you for letting us share in this space and time with you. All right, we'll have some fun. We got some nuggets for you. And I think they're going to break it up too and also give you an opportunity to win some things too. Janet, is that cash we were giving away or? Everybody loves cash. Everybody can use some cash, right? We got some gift cards for you too. All right, so stand by. But listen, we're talking about safety. We're talking about some things that we can do to help us along while we're getting our education. There's so many things out there, and everybody's like, got this going on, got that going on. But maybe we can help a little bit, and we'll ask you some questions too. You'll hear me say, well, say that again. If I ask somebody to say it again, then I may ask you, what did they mean by that? Or what did they say? And if you repeat that, I think we may have a gift card for you too. Good? Cool? All right, let's get started. Ladies first. There we go. Give Tracy Mullett a big round of applause, everybody, the commanding officer, NYPD School Safety. Safety inside and outside of schools through law enforcement. The first one is, can you discuss how the NYPD partners with schools to ensure safety both on campus and off campus in our communities?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your attendance. Great question. Can you hear me? Oh, thank you. No, I'm good. Thank you. Yes. So again, thank you for that question. I think that everyone knows, you guys in your school, we have a school safety agent. So our safety plan from school safety, New York City Police Department, starts with the agent in school. That is your best course. We're there, we're watching, we're your eyes and ears. If you come into any trouble or you have any instance of something that you encounter, please bring it to your school safety agent. Then also we're doing checks. When you see us in the hallway, yes, we want to see your lovely faces, but also we're making sure that the school, that the hallways are secure for you, that there, someone isn't up to extensive mischief, that we don't have anyone who's up to say something that they may harm themselves. So then we're doing vertical patrols. That's a vertical patrol. Then we're doing exterior. We're looking at the perimeter location. We also join and collaborate with our precinct partners. Everyone knows we have the YCOs, and they're doing pretty great, and they offer a lot of services for students. Also now then, another layer, definitely our principals are our partners inside the school. We always are in collaboration. We have a close partnership with the school staff as well as your counselors. So we're always there. We're addressing issues from bullying, and that's done through mediation. We also have our community outreach. We're coming out to the schools, whether or not doing a presentation or interaction with the kids to show them, that there's other ways to the impact that bullying may have, and then also that what their actions may do. So, and that's also done through mediation.
And what is a vertical patrol?
Well, I tried to exchange, I sort of jumped around, my apologies, everyone. So you're, as I said, you'll see the agent throughout the school. That's a vertical patrol. They're circling the perimeter as well as the inside, outside, to make sure that the no unauthorized persons on the perimeter, as well as interior, that the school is safe, as well as the students.
And if somebody has a situation that they want to get addressed, do they go to the principal? Who do they go to?
And that's why I was saying in the beginning how the school safety agent is there, as well as the principal, as well as a counselor. There are a lot of staff there. But say you don't want to get totally involved, you just want to give a heads up, the school safety agent is there. They work really hard to bond and create a relationship with the students for our scholars, and I think that that's important. because that's allowing the students to come to us and tell whatever they're encountering.
And talk about the role of law enforcement in preventing violence and handling crises within the school.
So you want to prevent violence. Preventing violence starts at the onset with the students feeling, like I said, that they're comfortable to come and talk to us. Then also we go exterior. We were talking about corridors and the kids, the corridors, the safe passage, safe corridors, are those locations that the kids go to and from school. You walk into your local bodega or McDonald's or any kind of local grocery, and those locations, we have police officers there, we have the local precincts there to ensure your safety, to ensure the students' safety.
Beautiful. Let me turn to you, Frank Tarantino. Give Frank Tarantino a big round of applause, everybody. DEA, Special Agent in Charge. It sounds big right there. We're going to talk about the dangers of fentanyl and vaping. Explain the growing... Say it again. Fentanyl, y'all know about it? Fentanyl and vaping. Somebody said fentanyl and vaping. Fentanyl and vaping. So explain the growing, hold on you guys. Back up, rewind. Explain the growing threat of fentanyl and other opioids in the schools and in and around our communities.
All right, so first of all, thanks, Bob. Thanks to WBLS. Thanks to Miss Janet and Reverend Cohen. And thanks to Democracy Prep for being here today. Let me just first start by saying that the fact that you're in this room, the fact that you're listening, your ears are open, your eyes are open, means that you care about each other and you care about your families. Because what I'm going to tell you will probably shock you. It may even disturb you. When you think about how deadly fentanyl is today, it's the deadliest drug ever made. It's the deadliest drug that's on our city streets. So let me just first I want to back up and I want to tell you a little bit about the DEA. We're a global law enforcement agency. We have 92 offices in 69 countries across the world. We have 334 offices that are here both in the domestic space and our foreign space to keep you safe. That's number one. Our investigations here in New York City take us from New York City all the way to Mumbai, India, to Bogota, Colombia, to Culiacan, Mexico. We go wherever the target goes, wherever the investigation goes, we go. So listen, I want you to really focus for a second because this is going to get real because you live in New York and you go to school here. Each and every one of you came to school today with the expectation that you were going to go home. Each of you came to school today with the expectation that you would learn something, that you would grow, and that you would be able to go home and tell your family, your parents, your friends what you learned in school today. But that didn't happen last year. That did not happen on September 15th in 2023. It did not happen in the Bronx. It did not happen at a daycare in the Bronx, at the Divino Nino daycare, when four young people, listen to me, 4 people under the age of 2 overdosed at a daycare in the Bronx. One of them didn't survive that overdose. One of them died. Nicholas Dominici was 22 months old when he died. This does not discriminate. This drug is everywhere, is in everything that is sold on the streets that's illegal. So I want you to understand that you have to be mindful of what you put in your body. You have to be mindful of who you associate with. And you have to be mindful of the fact that drug dealers are motivated by greed and power. And if that doesn't resonate with you, if a 22-month-old baby in this city dies from a fentanyl overdose, that should upset you. That should upset you. Because each and every one of you knows somebody that's affected by this. Each and every one of you knows somebody that has lost someone in this city. 3,046 New Yorkers, New York City citizens died in 2023 from drug overdoses and poisonings. That's 8 people every day in this city. So this is real. You have to be mindful of this. Nicholas Dominici didn't deserve to die at a daycare, but he died because drug dealers were reckless, they were selfish, and they were storing their drugs in floorboards underneath the playmats of a daycare so that they could make money. Make money from people that are on the streets that you live in the communities in which you play. So don't think for a second that this won't impact you somehow, some way. I want you to really listen and think about how impactful this is, not just here in New York. 303 people every day in this country are dying from an overdose or a poisoning. In 2022, there were 110,757 Americans who died in the United States from a drug overdose or a poisoning. In a 12-month period ending in June of 2023, that number is actually 112,323. Now, I don't know if anybody in this room understands that number. That's a number that you and I can't put into context. And the best way that I can explain that to you is, if you're a football fan, if you watch the New York Giants on the weekends, or if you watch the Michigan Wolverines, the New York Giants Stadium is 85,000 people. All of those people died in a year, and then some. If you watch the Michigan Wolverines and you look at the big house, that holds 110,000 people. Every single one of those people would have died in 2022. When you watch that game and you see that crowd and you think about those lives lost, that should impact you. That should make you think about the choices that you make. So this is not fear-mongering. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm giving you facts. I'm giving you information that you should share with everybody and anybody that's willing to save a life. Because that's the work that we do.
Yeah, but Frank, sometimes it's often disguised as something else. And how can students or teens or people recognize where it's coming from or what it is or when it's there?
So I think that, listen, first off.
That section right there, hold up for a second, all right?
Yeah.
Back up.
So listen, the bottom line is if you're getting anything on the street from anybody, it's going to be laced with fentanyl. If you're going to take medicine, it should come from a prescription from your trusted family doctor, and you should go to a trusted pharmacy to get that prescription filled. If you are getting a pill, Vicodin, Xanax, Adderall, Oxy, whatever that pill is, if you buy that pill on the street or on the internet, it's going to be laced with fentanyl. I guarantee it. So, what you should do is be responsible enough to know that you shouldn't take anything from anybody unless it comes from your doctor and a pharmacist that you trust, right? Or from your parents, right? They know that you're taking a prescription. There are countless stories in America of people taking a drug, a pill, for the first time and dying. One pill can kill is our public service announcement message because it's real. People are taking a pill for the first time and dying because it's laced with fentanyl. So you might ask yourself, what is a lethal dose of fentanyl? Who thinks they know what a lethal dose of fentanyl is? Go ahead, in the front row. Okay, 2 is right. Centimeters is not, but you got half the answer right. So thank you for offering that. Next, what do you say? 2 milligrams is accurate. Who thinks they know what 2 milligrams looks like? I'm not going to call on you because you know the answer to this. Yeah. What is it? Yeah, I'll tell you, it's 10 grains of salt. 10 to 20 grains of salt on your kitchen table is a lethal dose of fentanyl that will kill you. Do you know how many pounds of fentanyl we seized in the New York division last year? 1,200 pounds of fentanyl powder and 4 million pills, fentanyl pills, enough to kill over 38 million people. That's how much is out there. So this is not a laughing matter. This is not something that you don't take serious. People are dying, right? This isn't fake. This is real. It's touching everybody. So our message to you is be mindful of what you put in your body. Fentanyl is killing people. Don't take anything that's not real from a doctor or from a pharmacist, and talk to people. Talk to your parents. Talk to your friends. Talk to your educators. Talk to as many people as you can about this threat.
Frank, thank you so much on that. We'll come back and we'll talk about the vaping. But Mark Ramperson is here, Director of Safety, New York City Public Schools. Give him a big round of applause, ladies. Mark, please discuss the importance of safety protocols in preventing school violence and ensuring a safe, healthy environment in and around our schools.
Yeah, well, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry for my tardiness. Unfortunately, dealing with an unfortunate incident regarding a young person not making a right choice. So that's what brings me here today. But it is an honor to come here to talk to young people who are making the right choices and who are interested in hearing the different ways by which they can contribute to safety and security in and around our schools. I can tell you without any level of uncertainty that the safety in and around schools starts with you, starts with each and every one of you. The good inspector over to my right can talk to you about the number of weapons confiscated in New York City public schools brought in by kids, and talk about the number of weapons that are mostly identified because a young person saw something, they said something, and we did something, right? So we often talk to young people about the village, but we forget to talk to them about what their responsibility is to the village. But each and every time that they see something that's wrong and they say something and the members of the village step in and take care of them, they are doing their part to the village. So what are we doing in New York City public schools around safety? We are collaborating with our external partners like the NYPD, the School Safety Division, our clergy, and our houses of worship. We're using community-based organizations. We have initiatives such as Project Pivot, where we work in collaboration with grassroots organizations to keep young people safe in school. This is not a one agency responsibility. It's a collaborative responsibility, and I would say, based on our current numbers, we're doing well in terms of incidents and weapons in schools, but we still got work to do as it relates to outside of our schools, right? Just last night, you read or you saw on the news this morning a young person being killed in Harlem. Senseless gun violence, and this continues to be the cycle. And I can tell each and every one of you young people in the room, you can change the cycle. You have the power to make the change. You have the power to be the change. And more than anything else, you have a fundamental obligation to be the change, especially for those of you who have young siblings, sisters and brothers who transition in these streets. We're going to do our part, and we're going to enlist you to do your part to help us keep you safe in our schools and in our streets.
So, Mark, highlight the role that students can play in maintaining safety by promoting respect, conflict resolution, and mutual care.
Oh, yeah, certainly. You hit it right on the head. De-escalation, conflict mediation, restorative justice that exists in all of our schools. Again, seeing something and saying something. What is more important than anything else for me in a New York City public school is student voice. Student voice. Join the student government, leadership programs, and be the change that you want to see in your school communities. Each and every one of our principals are available to hear directly from young people around about the different ways by which they want their voices heard in schools. They will never be told no. They will always have an open door to make these things come to fruition. And each and every one of our schools is safe havens with caring adults ready to put their shoulder to the wheel to ensure safety for our kids.
And Tracy, same thing for you. Highlight some ways that students can contribute to de-escalating dangerous situations and looking out for one another.
Well, you look out for one another, going to Mark's, just continuing Mark's point about communication and involvement. So they know, the students know, scholars know that their classmates are having issues. So instead of just looking the other way, tell someone, see something and say something. So we can't stress enough the importance, like everyone, it starts just like Mark said, with the student, with you guys reporting, saying something, just sharing with a teacher. And part of that is then we can take it and we can mediate it. We can sit down with counselors. We can refer you. Maybe there's after-school programs that we have. In school safety, we do have quite a few community outreach programs. We have a program called Options. We are doing some things in the school with sewing and wig making. There are quite a few things and programs that we can involve in, that we can involve students in, to divert and also mediate any kind of conflict resolution.
Thank you so much. And welcome to the people who just came in. Hey, listen, I want to remind you that you're all being videotaped over 107.5 WBLS. I think we're doing the Facebook thing, right? So you're being live streamed, so make sure you have that smile on your face and a positive attitude. And say, hey, throw your hands in the air. You know, whatever you want to do, but just keep it positive, right? Hey, how are you? All right. So I want to get into vaping. Everybody knows what vaping is. When I mentioned it before, everybody said, oh, yeah, da-da-da-da-da, I know about vaping. But a lot of people don't think it's too serious. You know, it's just a little bit of smoke here and there, and some vapors. Talk about the dangers of vaping.
Yeah, so first, I said it earlier, and I'm going to say it again. The fact that you're in this room tells me that you care. We had about 30 ambassadors from TCINY come to our office last Friday night. We had a really great conversation, and they had a great experience, kind of seeing behind the scenes of what the men and women of the DEA and our law enforcement partners that are in this room right now are doing every single day to keep you safe. You talked about some things that you can do for each other. Being here is step one. Step two is taking the information that we're providing you, and as I said earlier, sharing that information, talking to your friends about the dangers that I'm giving you right now. The numbers, the statistics, the data, it doesn't lie. When you talk about vaping, vaping may seem innocent to you, but everything is changing. Just like technology is changing. Your phone changes very frequently, right? What iPhone are you up to now? 15? It'll be 20 before you know it. Technology is changing every day. The world around us is changing every day. Schools are changing. Work is changing. Our employees are changing. Well, so are drug traffickers. And they're changing predominantly around man-made synthetic drugs. Man-made synthetic drugs are more cost-effective, they're more efficient, and they make more money. And when you talk about vaping, we're talking about a synthetic drug. We're talking about these drugs are more powerful, more chemically enhanced than you're used to, or than people are used to. Marijuana today is far different than it was 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Okay? Synthetic drugs, fentanyl is one of them. Right? I told you how powerful fentanyl is. It's the deadliest drug ever made. So when you talk about vaping, we have to talk about the fact that all of the chemicals that are in these vaping pens or whatever device you're using, it's enhanced. It's more powerful. So the risks are greater. So you have to be mindful of the fact that what's in there, you have no idea. You have absolutely no idea. So you have to be mindful of what you put in your body. Because that one time could be enough to kill you or your friend. And that is not something any of us should be willing to accept.
Thank you for that. I'd like to welcome the doctor, Dr. Gene Wright. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Executive Deputy Commissioner, Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. Now, there's a stigma attached to mental health, and, people say, I don't want anybody to know that I have a problem. But if you have a problem, they always say we have to talk to somebody, and the doc has those answers, too. Doc, discuss the invisible safety concerns related to mental health in our school environment.
Thank you, and glad to be here. In terms of the invisible safety concerns, if it's something that we're not talking about, it's a major, major challenge, because then it goes unidentified. And so if I could just give you an example, something like trauma. And most of us don't understand what trauma actually is. And when I talk to people on a regular basis and I describe the challenges that young people go through every day in terms of being in bullying situations or being in situations where there may be something going on at home and they don't know how to address it, right? And they're like, wow, what about violence in the neighborhood and violence in the school? All those things are things that you don't really think about. But if I can give you an example of something we don't think about, if you are cleaning up around your house and you bump your leg on the coffee table or your bed or something like that, that's something some of us has done on a regular basis, right? What happens is you get a bruise on your leg, right? Blood rushes to the area, you start to heal, right? But you didn't do anything. You didn't say blood rush to the area. You didn't say heal. Your body is always seeking balance, right? It just starts to happen. Eventually the bruise goes away, you go on about your business, but you may be tender for a while. Another example is if you're in the kitchen and you're cooking, you're chopping up vegetables or whatever, you may accidentally slice your finger. Right? If it's not too deep, you don't have to go to the emergency room. Blood rushes to the area. Again, you didn't tell it to. Your body just automatically does it. And you may get a scab, right? You heal, but you may have a scar. And so when I think about the invisible challenges that happen that you don't see, my question is, what does a emotional or psychological bruise look like? What does a internal cut to your heart and soul look like? That's trauma. It's invisible until you see it acted out, what we call behavior. And so when you don't talk about what happened to you, when you don't talk about what's going on, it may seem invisible to others because they don't see the bruise like you would if you bump your leg, or they don't see the cut on your finger, but there will be a scar. And so the behaviors, the acting out, the things that we do to one another, how we behave in certain situations, now you can see and you can identify with yourself or your friends. That's what trauma looks like. And when I describe that to young people, and I describe the challenges that happen every day, then most of the people that I talk to say, oh, I get it now. I understand trauma better. You know what they say to me? Where I come from, that's called Tuesday. That's called Tuesday. You get it. That means every day this is what I'm dealing with. That's what they're saying to me. So again, the physical manifestations of trauma that we can look at and see, and it's readily available to us. The invisible nature and how it affects our mental health. And then people ask the wrong question, like, what's wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with you. The question is, what happened? What happened to you? And so if we ask, we have to stop asking the wrong question. We got to start asking each other the right question so that these internal hurts and pains are no longer invisible.
Yeah. Doctor, also, give him a big round of applause. I hear it coming. Doctor, also explore the connection between stress, anxiety, and the ability to focus, and how this affects safety.
So similar to what I just described as trauma, if you're not able to address, or you don't address, or you don't feel you have the mechanism or the resources to address the trauma that you're dealing with, unresolved stress, unresolved trauma does not just go away. It follows you. So things that may have happened at 3, 4, 6 years old, things that are happening now, if you don't address them, they don't just disappear and go away. People think that if I just, grit harder, try harder, do something, but I don't address it. I don't want to talk to somebody. I don't want to address it. I don't want to admit that something's going on with me or my family. It doesn't just go away because you don't want to face it. And so it impacts your ability to concentrate. It impacts your ability to focus. And so that's why, as a clinician, one of the things we look at is, has a person's behavior changed since the last time I saw them? Are their eating habits different? Are their sleeping habits different? Are they sleeping more than usual? Or are they not sleeping at all? Have their grades dropped? Are they getting in trouble in school more than they used to? Or they never got in trouble before? Again, just like I described before, you may not be able to see it, but you will see it in behavior. And you can see it academically, you can see it socially, you can see it in how we develop or a delayed development because of the impact of stress and trauma on our physical development, our psychological development, and our spiritual and social development.
And Doc, while we're still with you, share some of the strategies for managing mental health and how this plays a crucial role in maintaining a supportive and safe school setting.
So one of the first things I would suggest is you have to talk to individuals that you have a relationship, a trust with. You know, a lot of people say, I don't want to tell my problems to a stranger. Well, if you're going to school every day with teachers, coaches, counselors, take advantage of those relationships. Those are not strangers. There's at least one adult, one person in your life in school or at home somewhere that you can have a relationship and talk to. And so you have to address those things. And then you have to have access to treatment and services. One of the main things that you can do, and we have it 988, it's worldwide now, right? 988 is a confidential, you can just make the phone call, similar to what we used to do with 911, but you get a completely clinical, non-law enforcement response when your total focus is on your mental or behavioral health, right? If there are dangers or something else involved, then yeah, you want to call 911. But if you're having a crisis, you're experiencing some challenges, mental health wise, having suicidal thoughts, anything like that, 988 is a number that you want to call. But the very first thing I would say is connect to those trusted people that you know. A friend that's not going to tell your business all over the street, right? A adult in the school system, at home, a coach, someone that you know has your back, and have a conversation. Because believe it or not, even though they're older, they probably have experienced some of the things that you've been through, and they can be a hope and a guide and also a foundation for you to have a trusted and credible person to talk to.
Thank you so much. All right, stand by, everybody, because I'm going to open it up for you to ask some questions, too, in just a few minutes. All right, stand by. Frank, provide some practical tips for educators and parents and students on recognizing and addressing the problems that we spoke about concerning fentanyl and the drugs.
So listen, what the doctor said is really great advice about problems. We all have them. We're humans. We all go through ups and downs. But I can tell you right now, the DEA is not judging anybody in this room or anybody outside this room in terms of any stigma attached to substance use disorder. We are meeting with families across this country on a regular basis, and we're hearing from moms and dads about the losses that they've experienced. Whether they're 22 months old like Nicholas Dominici, or if it's a 16-year-old son or daughter that they've lost because they took a pill for the first time and they died. We're having these conversations. We're learning from the moms and dads. We're learning from these families the grief that they're going through. And we're not judging them. We're there to help them. We're there to help them go through this grieving process, but also come out on the other side stronger and more informed about the issues surrounding this opioid crisis. So we're here today to arm you with the information that you need to save a life. Because that's exactly what our mission is in the DEA, is saving lives. That's what we dedicate our work to every single day. So I know you're all very savvy with social media and with the internet. What I recommend that you do, if you're really serious about being a responsible person that can help their community, go to our website. Go to dea.gov/1pill. That's dea.gov/1pill. Go on that site. Download all the periodicals, all the videos, all the data is right there for you to take and share it with anybody and everybody. Bring it into your school, tell your educators about it, tell your parents about it, tell everybody about it. We want you to have as much information as we have. Because to us, you're helping us in this fight. You're helping us save lives every single day. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Frank. All right, Tracy Mullet, share some preventive actions and collaborative efforts to maintain a safe school environment and surrounding community.
So just to keep the topic going on mental wellness, so we have to show you the importance of it. All of our school safety agents, we're about 90% compliant. They've been trained in youth mental health to just as a support and identify certain issues that may be confronting some of our scholars. You know, it's from stress that a minor stress, maybe waiting on our lines too long to get into the school. Just recognizing anything from the small to the big issues that may be confronted by our students, that's important to us at school safety. I would stress to all of you some of the things I've said in terms of communicating with our school safety agents. There are a lot of resources out there for you. There are a lot of after-school programs. There are a lot of programs in the school. There are a lot of resources, whether or not it's a school safety agent, a principal, a AP, a counselor. They're all there for you. So I would want those resources. And then now, when you're out and you're out and about and you're with your friends and you're walking to the stores, we're there for you as well. You'll see school safety agents out on your perimeter. You'll see police officers as you're walking. So stay vigilant and watching and looking and listening. If previously, Mark Rampersant mentioned weapons and weapon retrieve. 51% of our weapons recovered came from someone saying something. That wasn't scanning. That wasn't someone, had it. 51% of someone saying, you know what, that person has a knife on them, or that person may have a gun on them. 51%. That says that scanning isn't just the answer, that the school safety alone is not just the answer. The answer involves you, it involves your parents, and engaging and getting involved.
Mark, thank you so much for that. Mark, you want to bring that up? Encourage collaboration between students, faculty, and staff to foster a culture of safety and respect.
Yeah, so first and foremost, every one of our schools, every one of our New York City public schools has a Respect for All liaison. We start the focus of respect at the front door, where young people are greeted by caring adults who tell them you're important. By simply being at the front door and greet you as you walk in. That's the message of importance. Creating schools that are welcome in environments. For many of our young people, they would prefer being in those spaces than home or some of the situations that they live in. We have a large population of young people who are in temporary housing. We have a large population of young people who are doubled up with family members. Each and every one of our schools is geared toward creating a welcoming and supporting environment where we care for each one of our young people. So when we talk about how are we providing safety and security, when we think about safety and security, many of us think about scanning machines and different mechanisms to fortify the physical safety. But what we're talking about is exactly what the good doctor is talking about across the way here, is the emotional safety. How am I able, as an LGBTQ student, able to walk into my school and be respected and supported by my peers? That is the emotional safety that we're talking about. Every one of our schools in New York City has access to a social worker, guidance counselor, a school-based health clinic with a mental health component, or a school-based health clinic that is provided mental health service by way of the relationships that we've established with our community-based organizations. So when we talk about safety, we're not only talking about the physical doc, we're talking about the emotional safety as well, and that equals complete safety.
Beautiful. Give them all a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Great information, nuggets right there. I'm going to open up the floor to some of the students. Maybe you have a fantastic question that you would like to ask. And nothing is don't be shy. Just ask your question. Oh, hold on, they're coming around with the microphone right about now.
I want one of the scholars to ask that I was talking to. Where's Annabelle?
If it is.
Yeah.
Got it.
Is fentanyl and weed? Question mark.
So,
Okay. My name is Annabelle. I'm a sophomore, right? And I have a question. The question is fentanyl and weed? Marijuana. I'm sorry.
is it in
Marijuana.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm here to tell you truth and facts. And so the short answer is no. But hold on. You have to understand that the reason fentanyl is being made is because I said to you earlier, it's cheaper, it's more widely accessible, and they make more money. But it's also the most highly addicting drug ever made. So the reason that drug traffickers are mixing fentanyl into everything is because they want you to come back for more. They want you to become addicted, or what we call today substance use dependent, on heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, in fake pills, as I described. But if I'm going to be completely honest and factual with you, we have not seen in our laboratories to this day any direct evidence of deliberate lacing of marijuana with fentanyl. We have had one instance of fentanyl powder being residual powder inside of a bag that then had marijuana in it. But that was not a deliberate lacing of marijuana. But without lacing marijuana with fentanyl, you have to know that the marijuana that's on the street today that you're buying is oftentimes significantly more powerful than ever before, because it's being synthetically produced and enhanced, and it's being oftentimes sold in places that are not legal. So just because it's not laced with fentanyl doesn't make it safe for young people, or for anyone for that matter. I would just be mindful again that anything that is sold illegally, that's an illicit drug, has the potential to have fentanyl in it.
Thank you for that. Give them a big round of applause, everybody.
We got a question over here. After this, can I hear from the young people some questions too? Well, hold on. She got a question.
First of all, my name is Crystal. And I may not be young, but I came out because I care about y'all. I heard about Bob Lee's program on the radio. This is a flyer I made years ago. And it says, I love young people. You must maintain good health for your better quality of life. You can take pictures of it. It's telling you, ask questions, relax, smile, learn to listen. Listen, be faithful. Listen to the voice inside of you. Learn to swim, eat vegetables. If you want to take pictures of this, take pictures, because I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, I came here today because I love you. Our children are smart. You're intelligent, you sexy, you beautiful, you wise. You are so many things, and the world is failing you. And I want to dedicate what I'm saying to the young man who was at the PAL in the Bronx, who left it was about 2 years ago. He left the PAL, walked out the street, and got shot about 8 times. He was in a PAL. How does that happen? Why wasn't he escorted out of the building? Now, I'm not blaming nobody. I'm simply saying these type of forums we are going to have weekly, because our children are being slaughtered all day, every day on the news. This boy was on his way to school. He got shot 20 times. This kid was on their way to whatever. He just got a scholarship from so-and-so, and he this and that. I'm sick of it. I'm going to say one more thing, and Dr. Bobley, give me the time to say it. The New York City Housing Authority has about 500 and something NYCHA developments. It's called NYCHA, meaning New York City Housing Developments. Predominantly housed by people of color. Well, guess what? Because of COVID, every single NYCHA development is having tenant elections by the end of this year. Now, you might say, what's a tenant association? And it ain't going to help me. Well, if you know anybody that live in NYCHA, okay, being in the tenant association is the power. I know because I was a tenant association president. And let me tell you what I got done. I stopped the infill development in my development where they was going to tear buildings down and build up other buildings. My mouth is very dry. I put a stop to that. Let me tell you something. The federal government, HUD, Housing Urban Development, gives every New York City Housing Authority development millions of dollars called PTA funds, Tenant Participation Activity Funds. When you see them little family days they be having with hamburgers and hot dogs, that's what that money is for. It's called Tenant Participation Activity Funds. Why am I talking about this? Because we are failing you. That HUD money, they give it to these NYCHA developments. And the presidents of these tenant associations, they sit down with a consultant, say you want to give a program 16-week whatever. The presidents, the boards of these tenant associations, and listen to me good, these tenant associations get consultants to help them fill out what's called an RFP, request for a proposal. They write it, figure it out with the consultant, NYCHA reads it and approves it, and the money is put into a bank account. And guess what? Even if your development don't have a tenant association, an account is being formed anyway. So that means if you form a CA tonight, that money is in the account. We're talking millions of dollars. Some tenant associations take that money, they go to Switzerland, they go on to Africa, and guess what? They're not doing anything for the tenants that they're supposed to be governing. And the last thing I'm going to say, there is a bylaw that governs these tenant associations. Every month, break it down, that's just what I'm trying to do. Every month, these tenant associations are supposed to have meetings. They're supposed to introduce themselves. They're supposed to give you minutes from last month's meeting, tell you how they're spending that. Why am I saying all of this? Because I live in a NYCHA development. And I'm telling you, people are getting over on our dime. We don't know whether our management office that has all of our information is safe. You got people working management, they're in with the criminals. They're taking your social security numbers. They're taking all your information. I see a guy in my development. He leaves the development with a bag this big every single day. It could have a computer in it. It could have files in it. So I'm telling you, I'm going to give you some homework. If you live in a New York City Housing Authority development, you find out about this election that's taking place in your development. You say, we want to have a tenant association. Anybody that want to talk to me later on? Because I came here for y'all.
Thank you.
Now, wait, one more thing. Somebody might say to me, why are you worried about children dying? Your son is safe. Let me tell you what happened to my son. My son got robbed. They went into his account and they robbed him terribly. And guess what? When he walked into that door, yes, I'm a church girl, but I can mother F to death if you get on my nerves. Okay, he comes home. His clothes is ripped. His face is all swollen. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to think, oh, that's that church holy lady. Something came over me, a spirit of, and I was so calm and serene. And guess why I think I felt that way? Because they didn't kill him. Something in me had me so calm I said to myself, oh my God, they could have killed him. And I think that's what had me so calm. So a lot of times I'm out here trying to talk to young people and everything, and something tells me, why are you always out here trying to save the world?
We
You have a
appreciate
son.
you. We appreciate you and thank you. Thank you for your comments. Give a big round of applause, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that, and thank you for listening.
We got a question over there. Y'all give it up for her again. That is very inspirational. And do y'all homework. Right here.
Hello, my name is Charlie. I go to Democracy Prep, and I am a sophomore. It's my first year doing school in New York City.
Right.
My question is, how do you guys feel about the religious discrimination that's going on in the name of safety in some United States schools where Muslims are not being allowed to wear hijabs and stuff under safety precaution?
Well, I can tell you straight, yeah. Listen, leave it to Charlie to ask the tough questions, right? So Charlie, I say to you this. Every one of our young people are entitled, right? When I say entitled, that means every one of the adults in our school system has a fundamental obligation to keep you safe. It doesn't matter where you're from.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what you wear. This New York City, first of all, welcome to New York City. All right?
All right.
That's how we welcome people to New York City. Welcome to New York City. All right? And we are glad you chose our state. Because when you go outside, Charlie, what you're going to find is everybody in this city looks different. We are a representation of the entire world. And it is our obligation to keep you safe. I don't know enough about not wearing a hijab for the purposes of safety, but I can tell you, you can walk into a New York City public school and you'll see 1,000 students wearing hijabs, right? And you having a hijab on, I talked a little bit about the Respect for All initiative. When we say respect for all, it's not respect for some. It's respect for all, regardless to where you're from, regardless to what your religious belief is, regardless to what level of garb you wear to express yourself. You have a fundamental right in any school to respect yourself. And if anybody's saying that you shouldn't be able to express yourself, express the religion or worship the religion that you worship, and they put that under safety, you need to talk a little bit about what does that exactly mean? How are you keeping me safe if you're telling me that I can't be who I am? Charlie, if you look around the room right now, you'll see some young people who are expressing their respective faiths. And they're comfortable in doing that. And I think that you should be comfortable in doing it, or whoever you ask that question on behalf of, right? We are embracing you. This United States has embraced you. And I am hoping that your school is doing the very same level of embracement for you, because your safety, regardless to where you're from, we are obligated to keep you safe.
There you go.
We got any more questions? Booby? Y'all give it up for her again.
My name is Booby, and this question is for the doctor. My question is, how does mental health connect with, no, excuse me, that was the previous question. I was reading my notes. My question is physical pain worse than mental pain? And how does physical pain affect mental pain?
Thank you, sir. Great question. And the way I would like to answer that is from a holistic standpoint, mind, body, and spirit. If you think about a three-legged stool, mind, body, and spirit, any one of those legs are removed, the stool no longer has its function. So there is no physical health if there's no mental health. There is no mental health if there is no physical or spiritual health. It is the whole organism. We need to be holistic in our approach, because if I have a physical pain, if I have a physical trauma, it impacts my mental health, right? And there's a book out there called The Body Keeps the Score. Dr. Vanderkolk. And he would tell you that as these things build up in us, it can impact our physical health. And so anxiety, depression, any of those things can also impact us physically. So it is a both and a combination, mind, body, and spirit. For us to be healthy, we need all three. We need to be totally connected. And so, yes, you're absolutely correct. Our mental can affect our physical can affect our mental, and both of those can affect how we show up in our core, our spiritual core. Not speaking directly about religion, I'm talking about spiritual in terms of how we see ourselves and how we maneuver and act in this world. That three-legged stool, hopefully that example will help.
Thank you. Y'all give it up. We got another question.
Hi, good afternoon, guys. How are you? How's everyone? Hi, panelists. Nice to see you guys again. My name is Amy. I'm a tag ambassador. I've been a tag ambassador for 3 going on 4 years now, period. No claps. Y'all can clap a little. The question that I have is for both DEA, Special Agent in Charge, and the doctor. I just wanted to ask, as youth myself, I would like to bring to the table and shine light how to prevent these things that we speak about. I feel like as a youth myself, as I said, it's very difficult to come into school and put a smile on your face. It's easier said than done. It's easier said than done to have these things going on at home or in the streets and then having to come to school and having to smile at everyone you see, because if you look at someone the wrong way, you don't know what that other person has inside of them. I would also like to touch on how the doctor was talking about the invisible scars that we have, because they are invisible and even to us, and it's sad. It's okay for it to be invisible to everyone outside you because no one knows you, but how is it invisible to you, to yourself? As you said, that's a regular Tuesday afternoon for anyone else, knowing that in reality it can be a trauma that's affecting you. So I feel like that doesn't only run in children, but it can also run in the adults that are helping us in the schools. How can they help them? How can they help us before they help themselves? So I would like to ask to Special DEA Agent in Charge and the doctor, what programs or what things can we do in school in order to help prevent and talk about the prevention of doing these drugs? I feel like it's very easy as a child to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick up a vape because my friend is doing it, or oh, that's the guy who's been selling on my block for 5 years. He's not gonna hurt me, nothing will happen to me. But I feel like as a youth, we need to open our eyes that we're not, oh yeah, that's so-and-so's daughter, I'm never gonna do that to her. We're dollar signs for them. We're nothing but dollar signs. They don't care about if you have a sister, if you have a mother, if you have a father, brother. They don't care what's going on because you're nothing but a dollar sign. So I want to ask you guys, like I just said, sorry, what styles can we put into prevention and how can we help ourselves before we help anyone else?
So let me just first say that each and every one of you in this room and outside this room, your friends, your peers, you all matter. Every single one of you matters. You matter to your family, you matter to your friends, you matter to society, to the world. You all have something to contribute. You may not know it yet, you may not have discovered what that something is, but you will. But you also have a responsibility to yourself first. You only have one you. And you have a responsibility to take care of you, right? So again, I go back to what you put in your body, the sleep that you get, the work and the effort that you put into your daily regimen, going to school, going to your sports, going to your after-school programs, whatever they are, playing an instrument, being a part of a club or being in theater, whatever it is that you belong to something bigger than you. That's your connection. So when you are on a team, and all of those things are team-oriented, then you're part of something special. And you have somebody that you can trust, whether it's a teammate, a friend, coach, a teacher, hopefully a parent. Nobody in this room is infallible. We all make mistakes. That's what being human is about. As I said earlier, we don't judge you. We want what's best for you. So when we talk about the dangers of drugs, it's not to scare you. It's to give you reality so that you can make good decisions. I don't know all of the things that the doctor knows, and I'm going to let him answer your question. But what we want to do is this. This right here is what we want to do every day if we can. We want to have a conversation with you because you are the ones that matter. We're not preaching to you. We care. Truly, genuinely care about your well-being, which is why TCLNY is the vehicle to get us in the schools. We've done 16 schools now, and we're going to do more. And we can't do enough of them. But this is what we should be doing.
Thank you for your question. And as you were talking, I was thinking about what you said about taking care of yourself so we can, take care of others. And any of us that have been on an airplane, that we sometimes don't pay attention to the instructions, right? One of the instructions that people have taken from the being on the airplane is put your mask on first, right? And that has a different meaning since COVID, right? And so it's an important thing. You can't help anyone if you are first, as Special Agent said, if you're not clicking on all cylinders yourself. And so that would be the first thing. I would echo what you said. You have to be able to be in the right frame of mind to be able to help someone else. So start with yourself. Don't put the responsibility just yet on I have to do A, B, C, and D for someone else if you are not feeling at your best right now. So get yourself at that best. What does that look like? I would submit to you that even on your worst day, you probably can think about a time when it was better. Sometimes that's not true in that moment. But sometimes we forget about the ebb and flow of life, that every day is not necessarily the same level of joy, nor the same level of devastation or chaos. There may be long periods of both. Sometimes it's good to remember that you've been through tough times before, and now you're on the other side of it. The best thing about going through something is the word through. If you think about that, if you're going through something, that means you're getting to the other side. You're not stuck in it. You're not going to languish in it. You're going through it. And when you go through something, there is a space on the other side of that situation, that trauma, that event that one can look to. More practically, we have something called Teen Space, which is an online mechanism for teens. We listened, we got a survey, we went out, we asked lots of teens about what is it we could do better from a health department, from a clinical perspective. And all the things that people said before about not wanting to share their information, not wanting to talk to somebody in school, even though there are, as the gentleman said, there are mechanisms, there are resources in school. There may be people who still don't want to do that. Teen Space is a mechanism for 13 to 17-year-olds to talk to somebody confidentially at the pace that they want, at the level that they want. And a lot of people are using just text messages. They're not on video. They're not necessarily doing the dreaded phone call, but they're texting, reaching out to someone, not sitting in whatever's going on by yourself. Having a connection, that is part of putting your mask on first. And then you may have colleagues, peers, people who are going through something, but now you can actually be of help then. And the reason I say it that way is if you are not refueling, if you are not taking care of your own mental health and reaching out and getting the access to services that are there for you, then you're missing an opportunity to heal. That invisible pain, right, can be healed. And so you can't pour from an empty cup. And so if you are not filling yourself, if you are not refueling and refilling yourself, and giving yourself the opportunity to tap into resources that are there for you, then it's not the time to try to go help others when you need the help. Peer support can be that we're all trying to go through something together, and that is there is a collective strength in the fact that we share an experience. But I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm trying to do something for somebody that I haven't done for myself. Does that make sense? And so Teen Space is an opportunity, it's a mechanism, and almost 16,000 New Yorkers, 13 to 17, have told us that this is the direction they'd like to go. Something that is of your own choice, at a pace that you want. That is a good start.
Thank you.
I just wanted wanted to say, oh, thank you. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for that, but I would also like to talk about Teen Space. I feel like Teen Space, some of us in here might not use it just because it's like, well, me thinking back to how I thought before, I would say, well, who wants to download an app and just speak to a stranger about how I feel? But it's like, guys, we're putting in our homework in ChatGPT, and we're speaking to a robot, and we're copying and pasting and putting it right on Google Docs. So why we can't download an app and speak to another human about things that are going on within yourself?
Well,
listen, we're getting ready to wrap it up. And just before we wrap it up, first of all, I want to thank all the young people here that has dedicated and volunteered their time to invest in yourself for this last hour. Give yourself a hand. And before we have final words from all our outstanding panelists, I have two of my brothers here, Stand Up Billy Council, Marlon Greer. These are individuals that do this work on a regular basis, and I want them to share a couple of words or a couple of tips for our young people in relative to their safety.
Well, good afternoon, young people. Thank you, panelists, for all the fine work that you guys are doing respectively in y'all fields. One of the things that I just want to address to our young people is believe in yourself, continue using your voice, and don't be afraid to step out into faith and talk about issues that's plaguing you and plaguing things that's happening in your school and in your community, right? Because if you want to see change, you have to be the ones who address the change, right?
All right, everybody, again, young people, phenomenal job. A lot of this is like heavy and it's hard to sit through the whole thing and be attentive, but you did, and it showed that you was really locked in. And to the panelists, thank you very much. But, you know, I just want to say that the world gets out the way for the person that knows where they're going. So despite what you see, if you intentional, if you live life intentional, if you have a plan, you're going to make it. No one practices and gets worse. So if you do something every day to get you to your end goal, you're guaranteed to make it.
Yeah, nice. There you go. All right. I want to give them a big round of applause. Dr. Gene Wright, Executive Deputy Commissioner, Department of Mental Health and Hygiene. A big round of applause.
Thank you.
Frank Tarantino, DEA Special Agent in Charge. Mark Rampersant, Director of Safety, New York City Public Schools. And Tracy Mullet, Commanding Officer, NYPD School Safety. And we got to give a big shout out to TCIONY, the Community Initiatives of New York. Tag, Teaching a Generation. Thank you, WBLS, and always remember this. What you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So
I'm sorry, Bob, to interrupt you. One last
choice.
question.
Control the chooser. One last question.
One last question. Pulling up the where. It's a selfish question. My name is Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
John Robin.
Aaron helped us start the Make the Grade Foundation back in the day.
Many years ago.
For that.
So I'm a 10th grade student. You're not buying that, right? No, my question is a selfish one. I wanted to know, where can someone like myself or many of my peers go who wants to avail themselves to participate in mentoring programs for these fine young boys and girls?
Okay, we keep talking about change, being the change that you want to see, right? We as adults, we want to see our streets change. We want to see our young people make the right choices and the right choices. And here we have a brother who's standing up and saying, choose me so that I can choose you. So one of the things that's super available, and I'm not sure, listen, I believe in higher power. I don't believe in coincidence. You are sitting right next to the very people who can tie you into the people to get you to the people. All right?
Yeah.
So communicate with those two gentlemen next to you, and they will put you in touch with the people who run the mentoring program for New York City Public Schools, and we'll get you on your way.
Yeah. It's a circle of love, you know. We work with a lot of wonderful people in the community, TAG, they got it going on. We have the mentoring trip program too, but we can all come together to help you get what you need out of life, and I think that's a special thing.
Let's give Dr. Bob Lee a great big hand. WBLS.
Okay, so I always say you never know who you're going to meet, and you never know what doors and opportunities you might have. And so, again, I want to reiterate that I'm so thankful for those of you that have been actively listening and engaged, because, yes, you didn't have to be here, but understand that if you are here, there's an opportunity for you. And you never know when your next internship, your next letter of recommendation, your next personal statement, or even, i.e., a job may potentially come from any one of these people, whether it's a peer or whether it's one of our panelists, could open a door for you. And so it's really, really important that your network equals your net worth. So we want to take these next few minutes, 30 minutes, to let you guys mingle. We want you to get to know some people, meet some of not just our panelists, some of your peers, some TAG ambassadors, take some pictures, our school safety agents and NYPD that are here, because that's what's going to help you and continue to help you to get to the next level. So without further ado, thank you so much. And DJ, drop that beat.
You can watch this on WBLS, right? It's WBLS 1075 NYC, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We can watch it again. Should we take a group picture or what?
Only for one night. I wanna be with you. Money up, okay, you match my fly. I wanna be with you.